Hi, everyone. Welcome to Active Self Protection Extra. Here again at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale. Very grateful to them. And here with my friend Destiny. And today we're going to work on something that I see pretty regularly in the not pretty regularly. I see it not completely rarely in real defensive gunfights, and that is clearing a malfunction. Palm pepper spray is next generation OC spray. It's hot at 1.4% major capsaicinoids, and its modular design means you can customize it exactly to you. 3 different setups, lots of different color combinations. You can make it exactly as you like. And the flip top safety prevents accidental discharges. It's 10 to 12 foot range and 25 half-second blasts. Make sure that you can keep that long range eye poke at long range. I trust Palm OC and I recommend it for everyone for self-defense. In particular on this one, we are going to clear the most common type of malfunction that I've seen, which is a failure to extract. Okay, or if I'm sorry, a failure to eject. That the case, so we've been shooting a little bit on the range, has ejected or extracted out of the gun, but it didn't have enough oomph. The ejector didn't get it out of the gun far enough, whether somebody, limp wristed the gun or the gun didn't cycle as hard as it could have for any number of reasons. And what does that look like? Okay, so I'm going to show you what that looks like by kind of coming down range. And I'm just going to pull this back a little bit. And the most common type that we see of that looks like so. Okay, this is what we call a classic stovepipe malfunction, right? Because why? Because this looks like a stovepipe, right? Sticking out of a roof. Now, you're going to see folks talk about this all the time. Now, what do we normally hear as a general rule when somebody goes, oh, I get a click or a smush instead of a bang? Because this gun is now out of battery and it's out of the fight. Something happened, bad juju to it, all right? I go, oh no, bang, 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 smush. Now, I can tell you, I can see this through my optic window, but not real well. It's kind of hidden by my backup sights, okay? But it's there. Now, what is our usual, the mantra in the industry when I have a malfunction? Do you remember?
Tap, rack.
Tap, rack, bang is what most people hear, okay? Now, of course, I don't love the bang part because I got to reassess at that point. It does take me a second. Secondly, you know what people do in real gunfights? They don't tap, is the reality of things. They just rack it and go to work, is what I see them do again and again and again. And you know what? It works. Works all the time. I've only ever seen one malfunction clearance where it didn't work and he already won his gunfight. And his is the only time I've ever seen somebody half drop a magazine and it kind of stayed in the gun. I can't even hardly get that to do it. There it went. Kind of half stayed in the gun like that. And so then he racked it and it didn't go. Almost every time, if it comes out, it's hitting the deck, and now you got a bigger problem. Okay. So the other part here, again, that's this tap. Do you know why we do this?
To make sure it's not loose.
So I think some people say that. I actually think this comes from the.
Oh, I remember you said before, because from fighting overseas where the sand gets in there, yeah.
From M4s and M16s in Iraq is where it comes from. Because those GI mags with tilt followers, they would get all tilty and they'd get all jammed up. So then the gun would go click and they bash the bottom of that magazine in order to get the sand and crap and dust out of it. Hopefully untilt the follower, get some spring pressure back in the mag, run the action on the M16, and now it's back in the fight. I think they had some of the similar problems with the M9. Now, of course, should my magazines in my carry gun at home be full of dust and lint and crap? If they are, shame on you, okay? Your carry gun should be in better condition than that. Your carry magazines should be in better condition than that. They should be regularly inspected and cleaned out. I clean my carry mags out every 6 months minimum. I look at them and make sure that there's no bunch of crap down in them, and blow them out and make sure that they're clean. Okay, they don't need to be lubed. They do need to be clean. So I shouldn't have that problem. Also, here's the thing. If I'm going to, I see people all the time, they say swipe this, but you notice if I was going to try to swipe this malfunction clearance away, what's the problem with trying to swipe away this malfunction clearance?
I don't know what you mean by swipe it.
So they try to just pull that off of it, right? Like, and just wipe that out.
Oh, okay.
And they come down the barrel to do that. but my optic is kind of shrouding it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that problem is that if I'm an optics shooter, I'm going to have a hard time doing that.
Right.
Now, if you're an iron sight shooter, it'll work and
Right.
it's fine. It's not wrong. Okay. But two things. One, it takes time to tap, and people just they know in a gunfight, holy crap, this gun is not working, and I need this gun to be working. And so those split seconds, that quarter second, that 3/10 or something that it takes to tap matters, because gunfights are won and lost in tenths, and we kind of intuitively know that. So you just delete it. Okay. And it works. So again, if I get this idea that I've got, oh no, and I've got a problem and I want to tap it, okay, fine, tap it. But I don't think you have to, because I know I'm carrying an HK with a paddle mag release. I know it's going to stay in the gun. So then I can do one of two things. Now, for a right-handed shooter, what I see people tend to do is they want to turn that gun over so that anything, the ejector port is facing down, so anything comes out of it. So for a right-handed shooter, my default action here is, if you want to tap it, okay, fine. Roll over, grab a hold of this thing, pull hard, and let it go. That'll dump any crap out of it. It'll cost you a round. Whatever round is halfway in the gun right now, fine, whatever. Gun should be back to work and go. For me as a left-hander, for those lefties, if I want to turn that down like this, and I do, I'd like that, that leads me to a slingshot, okay? And I don't mind a slingshot. Now, I'm going to let Destiny practice that a time or two off the clock, but this is kind of, again, as a slingshot, or kind of what that looks like. Oh no, my trigger's not working right anymore. Okay, cool. I turn this here, let it fly, back there, and back it goes. Really easy, right? And it works, and I don't have to worry about the challenges. Now we can put it on the clock and see if it's faster. How much faster? In my experience, it's about 0.2 to 2.5 faster to eliminate the tap. It's 2.5 a long time in a gunfight. It's a whole shot. Okay, so let Destiny try it.
And I know we did do this where you actually timed it
Yeah.
on when we did the tapping it versus just
Yeah, and it's
racking.
about
And
2
it
tenths,
was,
2.5
yeah,
tenths.
It was. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and draw your gun. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and insert. Why don't you pull your slide back just a little bit, not all the way, just enough. There you go. Let it go. Perfect. So now you've got oopsies.
Mhm.
Okay. Now look through your optic. Can you see the oopsies?
Yes.
You're like,
okay.
oh dang,
Yeah.
there's a big old oopsie there.
Uh-huh.
So we can see this one, right? So for you, again, that idea is I'm just going to pull back here and tip that over, and then grab over the top and power stroke it hard, and it'll come out on its own.
Like this.
Yeah. You don't even have to grab it, right? So a lot of times people, you'll see them, they'll come way over the top like this, but that can kind of foul up all the things coming through. Because your hand's over it, right? So I just grab the optic. You got an optic? Use the optic.
Right.
People are like, well, but wait a minute, that might rip the optic off. Well, probably the recoil forces of the freaking shooting would do that if that's going to happen.
Right.
Right? All right. So now you've got that and you understand how to clear that. Let's set it up again so then that way you can do it and then get a shot. Pull, 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 pull. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give it a try. Then get a shot on target.
All right. So.
Easy day, right?
Yeah.
Super easy to do. Don't even got to worry about it. Now then, next time. So how do I practice this? Just exactly like this. I could practice this in dry practice all day long, right? I don't even have to have a live one. What I would recommend in dry practice, if I'm not doing it, if I'm doing it at home in my dry dojo, then I would just take a dummy, a snap cap, and just stick it in the top. And again, I don't even have to actually put something in there if I don't want to. If I'm just gonna go there, bang, click, click. Next time, Destiny and I are going to talk about the much more controversial Type 3 malfunction. Ooh, good job today.